Why do people make each other miserable yet decide to stick together? It's one of the strangest, most quietly painful things we do. You spend an evening with someone you call a friend, and there's no big blow-up, no single thing you can point to. But you come home and you feel a certain type of emptiness. They say that your friends are angels. At times, however, they are not even humans. What is overlooked is that some friends aren't even enemies. They are simply the polite and governing terror, close enough to instill and enforce a sense of resignation, and far enough to stupefy one from revolting. I've come to recognize 5 particularly dangerous types of friends. Each one is a subtle destroyer of trust, often cloaked as a good friend, but they erode you from the inside with every interaction. The first is the manipulator, the friend who treats every connection like a chess game. They view all their friends as chess pieces, always planning moves ahead, pulling strings behind the scenes. This friend might seem charming, but they master guilt trips and gaslighting to bend you to their will. You owe them favors. Every kindness you extend is noted. To touch of irony, they might even make you feel it's a privilege to do them favors. In conversation, they appear caring, but often it's a strategy. When I realize someone only tells me what they want me to hear, or twists my words later, I recognize the pattern. It's as if they're playing puppet master with emotions. Over time, you end up questioning your own instincts, and that's precisely their trap. The second type is the enabler, dangerously permissive and subtly destructive. Class Ace warns that one of the most dangerous types of friends is the enabler. This is the friend who never says no to harmful ideas or habits. In fact, they often encourage them. If you're diving off a cliff, they're the one to hand you a parachute laced with holes. They may join in when you drink too much or skip responsibilities, and they never hold you accountable. Instead of rescuing you, they throw on weight, excited by the chaos. Their loyalty is toxic. They're loyal only to the thrill of your downfall. With such a friend, your worst impulses are amplified. They're quiet predators hiding in plain sight, condoning self-destructive choices and even participating in them. You feel the pull of the abyss under their influence, and unless you pull away, you might find yourself spiraling together. Then, there's the energy vampire. You know the type. After talking to them, your spirit feels a little dimmer. Prince EA calls this friend an energy vampire. They are perpetually in crisis mode, and you're expected to absorb it. Every interaction is a one-way street. Your empathy goes into a void. They unload their problems, their drudgeries, their constant complaints onto you, treating you like their personal emotional outlet. Perhaps you listen patiently at first, but soon you realize there's no reciprocation. They rarely ask about your day or share in your joys. Your own needs vanish from the conversation. You emerge from these meetings exhausted, wondering how one friendly chat could have felt like running through a storm. Over time, constant drama from someone close can take a real toll on your mental health. You start avoiding calls, feeling that dread rising when you see their name. It's not malice, maybe, but it's just as draining. You need friends who lift your spirits, not drain them. The fourth dangerous type is the jealous friend, the silent saboteur of your joy. Imagine celebrating a personal win, a promotion, a new relationship, anything you're excited about, and your friend musters only a sideways smile or a stifled laugh. Business Insider notes that a jealous friend responds to your good news with sarcasm, dismissal, or criticism. Instead of cheers, you get a backhanded compliment. "Oh, you got promoted?" Well, they must have been desperate for someone. Underneath it all, their envy is a poison. These friends compare themselves to you relentlessly. Your success feels like a threat. One day it's a comment on your fancy new car. The next day it's that they always knew you didn't really deserve it. Spending time with someone like this is like walking through a minefield. You can't celebrate or even talk about your day without fearing a thinly veiled attack. In a healthy friendship, we share joy and lift each other up. But with the jealous type, every joy of yours is quietly turning into a moment of resentment for them. It wears you down and makes you doubt your worth, as if you're never truly allowed to win unless they do too. Finally, there's the backstabber, perhaps the darkest of all. This is the two-faced friend who smiles to your face and smiles to others when talking about you. Psychology Today describes them bluntly. They're a person you confide in who then tells everyone your secret. A friend who says one thing to you and the opposite to others. Think of the worst betrayal. You shared a fear or a dream, something you trusted in their ears, only to find that same story whispered as gossip later. The wound of that betrayal is slow and deep. Behind the scenes, they might be laughing with others at your expense. What hurts most is that it's hidden. The smiles and hugs betray no hint of the dagger they hold. Trust is the foundation of any friendship, and once that trust is shattered, you have more in common with enemies than friends. Trust is a critical element of a good relationship. So if you know you can't trust someone, you don't need them in your life. Just when a friend becomes a backstabber, the line between friend and foe vanishes. You're wise to step back before they can strike again. Each of these dangerous friends teaches the same grim lesson, that not everyone we call friend truly has our back. I know now to watch the subtle signs, the guilt trips, the one-way conversations, the hidden envy, the whispered betrayals. In an audience of one, I've learned to observe carefully. Friendship should feel like warmth. Instead, these types feel like wounds. Sometimes you really wonder, with friends like these, who needs enemies?